I normally have music, but I didn't put music on. Going for a few more seconds. Everyone's going to join. All right. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're looking and watching this video. Hello, and thank you for joining. Welcome to Showcase Broadcast Studio. My name is Michael Wardy. I'm a certified financial planner and senior strategic director here at Source Advisors, where we have been working with CPA firms and their clients for 40 years. We are celebrating our 40-year anniversary this year, 2023. Thank you for joining on YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, obviously, and wherever else you're watching this. We will be moving this over to the podcast platform as well, so you'll be able to listen to this. I want to take this opportunity, and I'm very excited to take this opportunity to introduce Keith Barreras, who is with Source Advisors and our new platform, goat.tax. Keith, welcome.
Yeah, great to be here, Michael. Thank you.
I love it. So the reason I'm excited about this is because we're going to talk about R&D, which has been true and dear to my heart for 18 years now, 18 and a half years, actually. And I know that for years, we have been talking with clients, we have been talking with businesses that said, we want to look at the R&D tax credit, but just did not make sense to go through a full consulting engagement, which is why Source Advisors built out goat.tax. Keith, help us understand, what is goat.tax?
Yeah, I mean, I think before jumping into goat.tax, I think what would be really helpful, Michael, is maybe tapping into those 18 years of experience with the R&D tax credit and maybe providing a couple second overview of what that is for folks.
All right, so I'll start on day one. No, I'm kidding. I won't start on day one, but I'll give you a little bit of an overview just so everyone knows, because it's amazing. The credit has been around for decades, and people still look at it and say, well, we're really not doing R&D, because they understand it to be the credit to traditionally be work that's patented or patentable, and that's no longer the case. It comes down to any time that you're doing work that's innovative, that's new to you as a business, where you're trying to understand and solve an issue or a challenge. That's the easiest way, not going technical. It's really the easiest way to explain the R&D tax credit. And it continues to evolve, and it continues to become more and more user-friendly for businesses across all industries, manufacturers, software and technology, game developers. I think we're on Twitch, and I was talking with Keith before we started, and I guess Twitch is tied in with gamers. Did not know that, but if you're in the gaming industry, more than likely, if you're building out games, you do have qualified research activities. So it's kind of an overview of the credit. We're not going to go into the nuances here today. But if you do have questions as you're watching this or listening to this, go ahead and send those into whatever platform you're using. We'll look for it. If we don't get to your question, we're not ignoring you. We'll get you We'll get you the answer after this after the stream. So Keith, the R&D tax credit, it's been around for a while. A lot of businesses came through and they kept saying, hey, we want to be able to take advantage of it, but it didn't make sense. Goat.tax was built for those type of businesses. Is that fair?
That's exactly right. What we did, I mean, Source Advisors, as you know, this is a tax consultancy firm, 40-year anniversary. We have about 25 years experience with the R&D tax credit. And like you said, not every company could take advantage of that full consultancy study to get their credit. It just didn't make sense for them financially. But we know that there's so much innovation with small businesses, with local businesses, that we wanted to create a way for folks to be able to take advantage of this credit, which rewards that innovation. So we developed goat.tax 2 years ago, and really it's an automated platform that facilitates your research and development tax credit. Very simple, very easy to use. And when it comes to tax, I mean, we're not all 18-year veterans in it. There's a lot of complications. There's a lot of, it's time consuming to be able to be accurate. Goat.tax does all that for you. So it allows these small businesses to take advantage of this credit.
I love that. And that's really added a lot of value. And of course, when we built this out and we launched it, we started to see fairly soon after that, a lot of the Me Too's, the other platforms that are built out, hey, we are the online platform that can do all your R&D from start to finish. But goat.tax is I don't even want to say a little different. It's a lot different. And Keith, can you share what makes goat.tax different than other platforms out there? Not saying I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying that goat.tax has a different position and value add.
Well, yeah, I mean, if being accurate is what you're looking for, yeah, I would definitely
We're
consider
not saying that they're not
tax.
accurate. We're
Well,
not saying
here's the
that anyone's
thing.
not.
Yeah, here's the thing. So, because of that 40 years as a tax consultancy firm, 25 years experience with the R&D tax credit, we really distilled all that knowledge and put it into this platform. So, when it comes to the actual platform, we are tax first. A lot of what's out there is just software first. It's cool, nifty, good looking software. But when it comes to your credit being accurate, being defensible, and being just efficient to claim, that's where goat.tax really steps in. And with that experience with the credit, just by signing up, and by the way, it's completely free to sign up, input all your information, and get a federal credit estimate. You can do that 100% free. And listen, if a lot of folks get to that point, they're like, hey, this credit really isn't what I'm looking for. It's not enough for me. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. You can walk away, not even pay us $1. And all the while, you could utilize our tax expert team, all of which, by the way, have over 10 years experience with the R&D tax credit. You can utilize those folks on phone calls for support. You get free unlimited support through that journey. And these folks, their mission and our bread and butter is really getting you your maximized credit with being accurate as well.
Sorry, I was over anxious because I wanted to touch on that. That's what I feel makes this platform so much different, is that we're not a software company providing R&D consulting services. We're an R&D consulting firm that's built out a software platform using our expertise, our knowledge, our experience. That's really the biggest differentiator among all the other platforms, is we have the knowledge base. And that's incredibly powerful, especially with some of the new rules and regulations that have come out and that are going to continue to evolve. There's some new requirements that are coming out potentially in 2024. Sounds like, oh, I don't have to worry about it right now. Actually, yeah, now is the time to start thinking about and considering what's going to be coming out. And does your platform have the availability and the ability to provide the right deliverables for you?
And here's the thing, too. We actually worked with an InsurTech client a few months ago, and they initially came to us saying, hey, we got a quote for a $40,000 credit, or an estimate for a $40,000 credit. We ended up taking them through the platform. We found them, our experts, working with them really hand in hand throughout the whole process. We ended up getting them over $120,000 in credits. So I think that just speaks to we're R&D tax credit through and through. We're going to be really working with you. We know the questions to ask to really uncover that additional R&D that you may not even think you're doing.
Yeah. That's what's great. And that's something else that I wanted to add, because when I have a client that's on the goat.tax platform, when we first started looking at the credit, they thought it was going to be 15, 20,000. Well, then they start putting in the numbers. And wait a minute, I have this person at 15%. If I move them up to 60, 70%, my credit goes up. What I really liked about this platform is we recognize, because we review the information before it's delivered, make sure that the numbers make sense. And our team recognized that there was something that was a little off based on the data that was collected, titles, everything else. Contacted the client just to verify. And they did verify. And they said, yes, and we have the supporting documentation to show that they're involved in these qualified research activities. That's the other value add that we're bringing, is cross-checking, cross-referencing, making sure that we're bringing that value and that the credits are true credits for the client. Keith, I know a big question that comes up is what types of industries, what types of companies, what size companies even?
Well, when it comes to the industry, I mean, we have a multitude of industries that typically qualify for R&D. I mean, that's really what it goes back to, is, are you participating in research and development? And the base question that I always ask clients that I work with is, are you designing, developing, or improving upon products, processes, software? I mean, that's really like the gateway into research and development. So just by that question, I mean, it applies to software development, manufacturing, architecture, engineering, like we talked about earlier, game development. There's a multitude of industries, but really we're not limited to those types of industries. It really depends on the activities that you're doing that qualify for research and development. When it comes to the size companies, like me personally, I'm really passionate about helping small businesses, helping local businesses. I'm out here in the greater Sacramento area. So I'm really passionate about making sure that these small startups are able to take advantage of the credit, able to take advantage of the innovation that they're doing. But at the end of the day, goat.tax has the capability to serve any type of business, any size of business, as long as you're doing the research and development credit.
Beautiful. And I just had my producer come in, and they gave me a question. If I don't know anything about what the R&D tax credit is, how do I know if I'm doing it right? I think you kind of alluded and answered that question, but let's revisit that question.
Yeah. Well, the beauty about goat.tax is it really meets you where you're at in terms of your tax literacy. If you're a seasoned pro coming over from another solution, or maybe you filed the R&D tax credit on your own, you should be able to get through this entire workflow in between 60 and 90 minutes. It's super simple. You should be very familiar with what you're seeing on the screen. If you're brand new to tax or the R&D credit, this is designed for you. This platform is really designed to take someone with no R&D tax credit experience and maybe even limited tax experience to be able to go through the workflow and file the claim either on their own or with unlimited utilization of our tax expert support team. The other thing is, within the platform, it's plain, we understand tax literature is pretty wordy and it's hard to understand sometimes. We had our team really distill down our help center to include the facts, it's very easily read and understandable terms. So even if you do have a question, you're probably going to figure it out on your own using our help center and other resources.
I love it. It makes it user friendly, and it, like you said, for the startup, any size really. And I know that. But for the newer person that came up with an idea in college, we're seeing more of this, where you have the engineering majors that come up with a new idea, and so you start launching it. And as they get transitioned to leaving college, and they start to have payroll, this just ties in so well in bringing additional value to what they're doing. Because for those that don't know, you can use the R&D tax credit to offset payroll taxes going forward. Give Keith a call to learn more about that. We won't get into that here. One question that just popped up in the chat: what happens next year when it comes around? Do I use the goat.tax platform again? I think they're saying I would like to, but is it one and done? How does that work?
Yeah, so it's you can use the platform moving forward. You can even go back 3 years, up to 3 years, to make sure that you're getting the credit for past R&D activities. But moving forward, yeah, I mean, when you create that account, it makes it a lot easier moving forward. I mentioned it's around a 60 to 90-minute process the first go around. That gets cut in substantially moving forward, as a lot of the data is already entered for past years. Just makes it easier to claim. So when you move forward, it's even easier than that first year that you claim with us.
I love it. So if someone's on the platform and during the business day, you start going through it and you get distracted, or you have to run out to a meeting, whatever the case may be, do they have to start over every single time? Or is it saved? I know the answer, but the question came up, so I'm asking you.
Yeah, Michael, it's 2023. So now your work will be saved by our platform. You can just log right back in and pick up where you left off. We also send automated reminders. If you're in a section and not yet complete, we'll make sure that you're aware and you're able to get back in easily and effectively.
That's phenomenal. And then you guys tie in with the payroll providers so that data is uploaded easily. I know that
Yeah.
was a big issue and a challenge early on for companies that said, we want to do this, but make it easy. And that's, you could probably speak better to this. That's our focus. Make it clean, make it easy, make sure that everything is compliant.
Exactly. We integrate with around 20 or so payroll providers. You can import via CSV. So there's multiple options to be able to put your data in. And yeah, and at the end of the day, like when you submit your claim, we're going to look it over. Our quality assurance team is going to look it over for around 2 or 3 days to make sure that it's accurate. We're not going to, put our name on something that we don't feel confident in. So we make sure to do that to put you at ease.
It's so powerful. It's so powerful to have that extra layer of review. All right. I know we are coming towards where usually we like to wrap up. What other thoughts? How do they get in touch with you? Give us all that information, Keith.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on LinkedIn for sure, and I think my email is at the bottom of the screen here. Feel free to reach out. I mean, like I said, I'm passionate about helping local businesses make it to that next level, startups make it to that next level, and a lot of the way to do that is with this additional cash flow that the R&D tax credit can provide. I know taxes sound scary, but we make it a very simple process. And our bread and butter, our mission is really to provide you with your maximized claim with accuracy. Happy to talk more about it in a one-on-one to see what activities could qualify. And then from there, we can get you signed up in the platform. But if you are motivated, you can just go to goat.tax and sign up right away and start maybe putting in some information to see if what you're doing qualifies. And, my contact information will be there if you have any questions.
Perfect. Keith, thank you. And for everyone watching, listening, and reviewing this in the future, thank you. We appreciate it. I hope that this type of platform brings value to you, to your business, and to your family as you continue to pursue your vision and your dreams. If you do have questions, again, reach out to Keith, reach out to me. We can definitely help you answer any of those questions. Keith, thank you again for joining. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It was fun.
Be well, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day.